Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Warcraft video. So, Blizzard are about to do something that's pretty massive in World of Warcraft. What we've just seen on the 8.2.5 PTR is probably only the beginning. Of that, I'm actually quite sure. Why? Well, you see, I remember how similar things have played out in the past, with Blizzard easing in updates early before revealing their grand plan later on. Remember the level squish that Blizzard said would be coming in the next expansion? Well, this seems like the groundwork
the party
of that.
sync.
After all,
the
ability to play your friends, well, that is the foundation of an MMORPG. And you know what's perfect for doing that? Quite simply, the mod mic by today's sponsor, Antlion Audio. Their mod mic, link in the description, is an incredible device that snaps onto the side of your existing gaming headphones. Gaming headsets are often overpriced, but the mod mic frees you from that by letting you use your favorite, your most comfortable audiophile grade headphones.
I'm gonna be honest. That didn't sell it. That did not sell it to me. It did not.
And getting excellent microphone sound quality. I picked mine up out of pocket in January 2017, and it's been going brilliantly ever since. They come with cable management clips and a mounting magnet, but if you like it wireless, well, they've also got the wireless version of the mod mic, perfect for hanging out on Discord while you get stuff done around the house. The Mod Mic 5 has a unidirectional noise-cancelling microphone as well as an omnidirectional one, plus a hardware mute switch. It's the perfect device for playing games with your friends, and it's been my solution of choice for years, long before I partnered up with Antlion. So check them out at the link below. It's a great product, it's worked well for me for years, and their support is key to this channel and the new Warcraft series that we are developing, as well as our game development efforts. Remember the big level scaling revamp of Legions patch 7.3.5? Well, it fundamentally changed how World of Warcraft works, and it will be a foundational part of any game world revamp or overhauled new player experience. But the thing is, Blizzard did not begin in patch 7.3.5. Blizzard began to fix World of Warcraft's leveling process all the way back in 7.0. I mean, here's a video I made back in Legion beta. Yeah, respawning inside a dungeon, that only came in then. Blizzard also decreased the damage dealt by players under level 40 to prevent you from just globaling everything, and they also made some quest mobs under level 20 scale dynamically. Small changes, but they were built on. And it's also, of course, when Blizzard introduced the level scaling system of the Legion zones, the ones that would let you level through any Legion zone in any order. Now,
I don't know, what did you guys think about that back in Legion, where you were able to just level through the zones at any order? Like, I don't know, it's just like the scaling thing, I feel like it's good and it's bad. Because, like, the good things about it, yeah, I mean, there are good things about it, but the bad things is it just kind of makes it to where there's no, like, real progression because everything just scales. So you never really get to some sort of unique area. I don't know. It's good. You like it. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a mixed feeling. It's a mixed bag. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Let me make sure that I catch up on all of these, and then we'll watch the rest of it. Sorry, guys. I didn't even notice it. Sacco, thank you much for 24 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry if I missed that one earlier. Okay, is Allcraft done? No, we're just on hiatus right now. Hey, just love the stream. Just want to point out the trade chat pants, your sister's young kids are very sick. Thought your community might be able to check out the GoFundMe. She was on Twitter. Worth a try. Thank you very much for the $20. I appreciate that. I will be honest, it does not make a lot of sense if you want me to promote a GoFundMe by doing that by donating me $20, right? Like, take that money and give it to her. But thank you very much for the $20. I appreciate that, man. Okay, let's go ahead and do this.
These experiments all came together with the patch 7.3.5 changes, and I think we're on the precipice of something happening here again in a very similar way, especially when I think about the scope of the change, how it currently has a few issues on the PTR, and how it essentially would match up perfectly for what I'm pretty sure the next expansion is going to be doing. Alright, so this new feature, Party Sync, plus two other new features, are now available for testing on the 8.2.5 PTR, and we've tested them. The basic functionality is pretty easy to get a grasp of. You party up with a friend, you click the party sync icon in your quest log, and then that's pretty much it. PTR. All players will be scaled down to the level of the lowest player with a minimum level of 60. You can sync with players who are below 60, but you will be stuck at 60 yourself. And this admittedly is
everything
rather
scales
strange.
up to 60
Blizzard
anyway.
should really try to get that down to level 10 or 20. But anyhow, with that done, your party will be of comparable power. You will automatically share level appropriate quests with each other, which is ideal for groups groups of players who are questing through an area together. You will get scaled monetary rewards and XP rewards that are relevant to your current level, and boxes of loot that are relevant to your level as well. So what if your character has completed a quest, but your friend wants to do that quest? Well, zero worries, because Quest Repeat is a new feature of this patch. You will be able to repeat quests with your friends, still getting level scaled rewards for doing so, but do note you only get rewards for completing a quest once, as far as we can currently tell. Now, this could
that was one of the things that people were fucking worried about. They thought that if they did the scaling thing, that people would just repeat the same quest over and over to roll a Titan Forge. It turns out that's not going to happen, so I'm very glad about that.
A weekly lockout or something like that. It's hard to know, but clearly Blizzard are making this so that you can't like abuse it to boost up characters and like level them super quick. The overall point here is pretty simple though. You'll always be able to level up and do content with your friends. Now, one thing that's worth noting is that it seems like quest rewards only scale to the current bracket. This was found in a really excellent Reddit post where they level 100 scaled down to level 74, getting level 80 rewards, which is a bit odd, but I imagine that's not Blizzard's final intent. Now, the scaling is pretty hardcore. It disables things that you should not be able to have, like essences, Azurite traits, trinkets, enchants, gems, and even buff food. Now, this keeps the player power reasonable. Of course, Party Sync is an opt-in
they have this
feature,
in Guild
so
Wars
if you
too,
want
I'm pretty
to boost
sure.
up a friend
Like
at max
90%
level,
sure they have
you
in Guild
still
Wars too.
can, no worries. Now, the Party Sync system will remain activated even if you enter a dungeon with your party. And this is kind of exciting. What does it mean? Well, it works with raids. So what does that mean? Well, it means you could do level 60 raids with all of your friends scaled to level 60. All you need to do is party up with a level 60 player and just have everyone scaled. Even if you were level 120, you'd be scaled down to level 60.
I thought we weren't able to do that in raids.
This would apply for all raid content. So I'll be very curious to see if, like, say, the scaled down gear will make, you know, like a level 80 party synced, like, group be eligible for the Herald of the Titans achievement. Somehow I doubt it. And sure, there'd be no, like,
that'd be cool.
reason to do this. It's not like, you know, the time walking versions of those raids.
Wait, they fixed it from my bug report.
Balancing things right would be interesting.
No fucking way. So they fixed it after we did the bug report. No fucking way. Okay, after this, real quick. Let's see. Fix it. I think it's you. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's like 30,000 people that watched that. I mean, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people filed reports and mentioned it. Yeah, because I was one of the first people to ever test it. I'm not saying it's exclusively because of me, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I drew a lot of attention to it. But anyway, after this, we will go on to PTR and I will test to see if I can zone into Molten Core at level 60 with another level 60 character. So if you have a character on the PTR right now, go ahead and transfer over a level 60 character. And I'm going to see if I can do this, okay? We have to update the PTR. And so let's go ahead and do that right now.
It could get you closer to the intended raiding experience of the day-ish. Of course, classes are very different, and a group of 25 BFA characters will likely be a good bit more strong than like 25 Wrath characters.
I would hope
so. The scaling sure can be strange with the game. Now, none of this is to say that it's a perfect system right now. So there's some issues pointed out by that excellent Reddit post, which honestly, I'm pretty sure that person's like a QA tester because they've really went through it like excellently. But there are infinitely lootable chests in BFA zones. That would break the economy, so it's a bit weird. There are things that like shouldn't be disabled in party syncs, such as like potions that are level appropriate, and there are also some talent issues with level 60 syncs not getting access to the level 60 talent row. But overall, they're probably just like kinks in the PTR that will be worked out. I would say that as a system, though, this is quite wonderful. Think about it this way. You could go and get Lore Master with a friend, regardless of the level gap between the two of you. Now, sure, that's not how everyone will play the game. It's probably not how I'll play the game. It's not how the Raiders will play the game. But there are loads of people who will play the game that way. There are more the types of players who...
I honestly think that this system is just purely infrastructure. Like, that's the only thing that they're doing with it, is they're just purely doing it for infrastructure, and that's the only thing that's really they're worrying about. Stream is lagging? Wait a second. Is stream actually lagging? It's impossible for me to know. Okay, just give me a second here, guys. Let's see. Is my game working? Let's see. Yeah, my game's working. Saved now. Okay, it's saved. I honestly think that's because I just updated the PTR. Yeah, okay, it's probably because I updated the PTR. That's why it started lagging. But it seems like it's fixed now. Okay, we're fine.
Won't be super active on YouTube and forums and social media, and it is a colossal number of people. They're going...
I mean, like, is this really going to be a popular thing? I mean, like the party sync, I really think that they're just putting this in as infrastructure for them to do something bigger with it. Because I don't know how many people are really going to give a fuck about this whole party sync thing. Like, how many new players are coming into the game? Yeah, I believe that it's probably just staggering and kind of beta testing a system that they're going to use for the level squish that they're going to do in the next expansion.
Benefit from this change, and most of them aren't really the types you'll hear online. I think this is a really positive system for the game.
Okay.
And it sounds similar enough to the quest sync in Final Fantasy XIV, but that does allow players to do quests at higher levels and have rewards sync up, which is a very different direction to what Blizzard ended up going with. Now, we should also note that this works in the dungeon queue, so a level 100 player with a level 35 player in their party can actually now queue for a random classic dungeon.
Go do
They'll be
Scarlet
scaled
Monastery.
down to the
That's
right
great.
level. They will lose access to abilities that they should not have. Now, interestingly, Demon Hunters and Death Knights will also scale down, which is a bit odd given how they have access to most of their abilities, owing to, of course, their higher base starting levels as classes. Then there's also some bugs with this, and since classes progress at different rates, you might run into issues where a core ability might be taken away from you. But I suppose that being scaled down to a limited toolkit will actually give you a dungeoneering experience that feels appropriate to the level you should be while you do that dungeon, and that might actually enable better gameplay, or at least a more authentic low-level experience. It does enable some interesting interactions with the game as well, like the potential to level almost anywhere that you want to, provided you can grab a player who's at the correct level. Interestingly, this could hypothetically be done with a starter edition account and a character at level 20 if you wanted to like level in the 20 to 60 zones without relying on somebody else and without paying an additional sub fee. And then on that note, actually, you cannot party sync with yourself on the same account, as it does require all members to be logged in at once at the same time in order to start the party sync process. Now, lots could change before this hits release, but this level scaling tech is likely designed to work with a leveling
but you can
squish.
do 20 zones at
a
60.
lot of the current limitations based on leveling brackets might go by the wayside if a squish happens, although that could be slightly wishful thinking. In its current state, though, I hope they've got a better version of it internally, or that they're able to fix this up a little bit more by the time that 8.2.5 comes out, because right now it is not ready. However, they may intend for this just to be, you know, tested now and really be working well for 9.0. They seem to have had good success with testing their leveling and old content changes, and then allowing things to fix up over time before the next expansion's launch, just like you saw with 7.3.5.
That is actually accurate.
7.3.5, that ensured that the new level scaling system worked well by the time that Battle for Azeroth rolled out. And that was right around the time that non-pre-order players began.
And everybody basically in BFA, at the beginning of BFA, it worked. It worked. And I consider that a positive thing. Yeah, it did work. BFA did work.
And to level up their allied race characters, and it meant that for doing your Culturians and your Dark Irons and your Maghars, that you had the new leveling experience. So, if Blizzard are doing the same here in patch 8.2.5, what does that suggest for the future of the game? Well, first we've got the level squish. This was seemingly confirmed in an official Blizzard survey. We assume this squish would turn the current 120 levels maybe back down to 60. Probably you'd see like Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms being 1 through 20, TBC and Wrath being 20 to 30, Kata and Mott being 30 to 40, WoD and Legion being 40 to 50, and maybe BFA being 50 to 60, and then maybe the new expansion taking us to 70, or maybe they'll do away with those brackets even more. It's hard to tell. They could squish us even more than that if they wanted to.
They take us down to level
Blizzard
10.
could further ease up on those level brackets and maybe even do a better job.
That'd be a good idea. They take everybody down to level 10. The next expansion takes us back up to 60. You have to level 50 levels. Like, I really wish they did a big expansion like that, but I don't think that's ever going to fucking happen. There's no way that would ever happen.
At highlighting the key zone quest lines and focus more on that, a bit like how Star Wars The Old Republic actually has a special quest marker for main storyline quests and zones. Hard to tell exactly. Now, some of us also do speculate that the next expansion could have a bit of a partial world revamp. Well, if Blizzard had revamped the leveling, if they did a level squish, maybe class progression changes to go with it, plus a feature like Party Sync and a revamped Recruit a Friend, it would make perfect sense, wouldn't it? I mean, it would make the new player experience vastly different to what we knew today, and certainly what we knew before Legion, or like at Legion launch. While this might not get much attention from us endgame players, well, every new player has to level up through the world. That's how World of Warcraft gets its new people. And
yeah,
I mean, newsflash, if people stop coming in or join at a rate that is lower than people leave, the game will slowly die. So features like this, like a quest revamp or, you know, like party sync, even
that
if they
is
don't
unfortunately
directly cater to endgame people, they are super important for the long-term health of the game. And hopefully this indicates that in 9.0, they are going to be more focused on that. I mean, hell, if Blizzard nailed all of these features and then had a few showstopper features for the expansion, like maybe player housing, that could really help World of Warcraft climb out of its Battle for Azeroth-shaped, well, ditch that it's currently dug for itself. And
I thought it was going to say dick,
see
dude.
how that would go. Of course, if you'd like
PTR
more
is
on
down,
that, stay tuned.
unfortunately.
I am working on a video that kind of is talking about what WoW 2.0
Yeah.
kind of looked like.
Ooh.
Anyway, there you go. That is
I can't
our
wait to see
coverage
that.
of the new
Okay.
Party Sync system,
That'll
sponsored
be
by
fucking
Outline
great.
Audio, who have came on board to help the channel again. Great guys, great products. You can check out their link down below. And, well, yeah, that goes right into the new staff hires we're doing, the new WoW series we're making, and, of course,